Hi there. Thanks for tuning into Startup Central. I'm Nayantara Rai, working from home, as all of you must be as well. This is the only show of its kind on Indian television dedicated to startups, technology, entrepreneurship, innovation, disruption. If it falls under the bracket of the new economy, it's right here on ET Now at 6 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, stay in touch with us, especially now that we're all working remotely. We'd love to hear from you what it is that you want to see on the show. Our email address, suc@etnow.tv. I repeat, SUC for Startup Central, SUC@etnow.tv. You can also reach out to me directly on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @Nayantara Rai. Let's move on from that now, and let me invite my next guest. He's probably had a rough 1 month like many of us, but he's also in charge of making sure that a lot of us get fresh produce, fruits, vegetables, groceries, household items. Please join me in inviting Hari Menon, the founder of Big Basket, right here on Startup Central. Hari Menon, thank you so much. I hope you and the entire team and family at Big Basket is indeed safe and healthy. You have a large team which are acting like foot soldiers in this war against COVID-19, ensuring that many of us can log on to an app, don't have to go to grocery stores, can maintain social distancing, and get fresh fruits and vegetables at our doorstep. A lot of expectations from you. You didn't get burdened by that kind of pressure, and now you're limping back towards normalcy. Is that correct?
Yes, Nantara. First of all, we're all safe. Everyone's very safe. Instantly, we call our foot soldiers. We call them food warriors, right? So anyway, so we are getting back. We started, during the just when the lockdown came down, we started with 30,000 orders a day, and we've now scaled up significantly, and we now do close to about 300,000 orders, every day, and that's quite a bit. The single biggest problem that we've always faced was essentially getting our people back. That was our single biggest problem. So we are scaling up on that. We're getting a lot of people, not those who crossed borders and went away. They're still waiting, but we got people from within cities, from various industries, people who had not having jobs right now. So we approached a lot of them and have managed to get a lot of them to work. So we've scaled 30,000 to 300,000. Over the last 3.5 weeks is where we are.
The reason I also asked if you were limping back towards normalcy, because, when the lockdown was announced, I remember you told me that you had a massive backlog of orders and that the right and the moral thing to do would be to first execute them before starting to take new orders. Hari Menon, is that backlog now completely over? How, are you back to opening new slots? It may be less often, but in all your cities of operation, are you opening new slots every day?
Yes, of course. The backlog is over, long back. I think almost about 2 weeks now since we cleared the entire backlog. And since then, it's just been fresh orders that we've been servicing. The issue is like this, right? So we every day we scale up as far as people are concerned. Newer people come and join us. But our entire capacity for the day is based on the number of people that we have available that day. And hence we are able to do and service orders only based on the capacity that we set, which is based on capacity of people available. Everything else we are quite comfortable in terms of infrastructure, in terms of supplies, etc. We've had absolutely no problems. The issue is that the demand that comes in, the number of orders that are coming in are almost 3.5 times more than what the capacity is, and that's the reason that slots are shutting early. So we got to keep ramping up capacity. We got to keep ramping up people so that we meet that number in terms of demand that's coming in. Otherwise, as we stand today, we have exceeded our pre-COVID numbers. We are ahead of it, marginally. And all we need to do is start, making sure that we get more and more people onto our rolls so that we can start meeting that demand. So that's the real issue, that the demand is about 3.5 times more than what the capacity is. And so you find slots shutting early.
what is the average time that a Big Basket is now taking from taking an order to being able to deliver? Obviously, it might vary from state to state, but what is the average delivery time?
So it's if you get a slot, it's 2 to 3 days. That's for sure. In some cities, it's even earlier. You even get delivery the next day. So it's anywhere between 1 to 3 days. As soon as you get a slot, and slots are opening up now more and more because we are adding capacity. People are now getting slots. I'm seeing lesser and lesser complaints that are coming in terms of slot availability. So that's improving, and we will keep improving as we go along.
Hari Menon, give us an idea. We're now in lockdown 2.0. We don't know what's going to happen post 3rd of May, but it must have been very, very challenging. Do you want to share with our viewers what you had to do, what your food warriors had to do to make sure that people like me can continue to go on the Big Basket app and continue to get orders and deliveries?
Yeah, it's been a crazy 3 weeks actually. It's been hard. I still remember the first lockdown, which was on 22nd of March, which was a partial lockdown, which was announced, and that was a day actually where only Big Basket and essentials were allowed to be delivered. There was a clear diktat from the government, but actually the things didn't reach the ground, and so we had huge amount of problems. Just when we started delivering on that day. And that caused a lot of people to actually get very worried in our team, and hence a lot of them left in that small period that they got on 23rd and 24th before the first lockdown got announced. And that was the biggest issue actually. If that didn't happen, then we would have actually been in a far better space right now. But I must state that during those 2 days that all our people went away and we virtually had to close down operations just for 2 days, the government really came and supported us. I think they were so quick, they were so fast, they understood the issues, they acted in great speed both at the center and at all the states, and essentially got us up and running in exactly 2 days. I guess the fact that we were essentials and it was important to get us running, was the realization. But I must thank the government at both levels, at all levels, for having got us there. And since then, it's just been about scaling up people. So how do we get more and more people? So we reached out to various organizations like the National Restaurants Association, Retailers Association, to get people who are part of non-essential retail. We got into a lot of garment factories. We were working at one point with about 57 different relationships, partnerships that we were trying to see, all for just getting us more and more people. And that's how we managed to scale. We looked at each one of those 57 partnerships. We tied up with Uber. We tied up with so many taxi, partnerships and various different forms of delivery. And I must say that our food warriors really came up and supported us. They believed that it was national pride for them. They took it up and essentially, made sure that whatever we had to deliver that day, they were out there to deliver. They were also sending messages to their colleagues saying, "Come join because you must earn money, and this is not the time to be sitting without a job. And here is Big Basket, offering jobs to people, and they need more and more people." At that point in time, we needed, I remember, 12,000 people we could have hired on that one day, the first day, and that was the kind of numbers. They also told their colleagues that they're all insured because we covered all of them under insurance. COVID insurance was something that we've done now for everybody. Made sure that they are safe, made sure a lot of steps were taken for their safety, introduced many things like, contactless delivery so that they are safe, customers are safe. But hats off to my, food warriors who really stood by us and made sure that, we executed well.
Okay, really kudos to them, and certainly very challenging times as well. But the other challenge, Hari Menon, would have been that at that time on a single day you needed 12,000 people to just send out the deliveries. What's it looking like going forward? Every company is looking at cost cutting. Every company is looking at how to cut down costs, whether it's renegotiations with vendors, whether it is the wage bill, the benefits it gives its employees. Will there be salary cuts at Big Basket? Will we see employees being furloughed?
No, so we are fortunately, we are in a state where we've got business going, right? So I think that's a great thing, that we have going for us, and hence, unlike a lot of industries, sadly, which are currently, staring at problems because business has come to a grinding halt, and that's not the case for us. But however, one of the things that we really, will be doing going forward is to figure out ways of how to do more with less. If you ask me, one of the single biggest things that I've learned over the last 3 weeks, the single biggest thing that I've learned is how to do more with less, right? And it applies across the board. And I also realize now that it applies to even life, on at a personal level. You've got lesser resources, you've got lesser people, you've got lesser, not enough time, because there are a lot of cities that, we don't operate in our normal timings. For example, Chennai, we are allowed to operate only till 1 o'clock. So various areas. So all we've done over the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks is sit and innovate and figure out how we are going to do, more with less, tweaked our processes, gotten a lot of innovation in to make sure that we maximize productivity. But really, I'm not sure whether we would need to do much, because I think we just need to scale our capacity, and we think that demand is going to be there. We don't need to spend money on marketing anymore for some more time to come, because the demand is right there. All we need to do is make sure we boost up capacity. So I'm not sure whether we are going to have too many worries on those fronts.
So let me try and rephrase it for you. Demonetization changed the fortunes of Vijay Shekhar Sharma and Paytm. We all know about it. It's very well documented. Well, COVID-19, the lockdown, changed the fortunes of Big Basket and Hari Menon. Is this your Paytm moment?
It is, of course, our Paytm moment. I think this is the moment of online business. It's not just Big Basket. You will see a massive shift, post-COVID, massive shift to online businesses. So it's just a matter of time that the government will open up and allow non-essentials to also happen, because people will want to sit in their homes and order in a very, very safe manner instead of having to go out. So it's going to be the moment for all online businesses actually going forward.
Okay, so but what you might have also struggled with was, and give us a sense if that is picking up, is any shortage, because if your factories are shut, especially when it comes to food processing, they might be an essential, but a lot of people were not keeping their factories open. A lot of them still have not opened despite April 20th coming and going. What is that going to mean as far as, let's say, soft drinks, chocolates, coffee, tea, tomato ketchup, all of that?
Yeah, sure, Nayantara. Let me give you a sense. In a pre-COVID time, we used to carry 35,000 products, 38,000 products to be more precise, right? And that has now come down to, between 2,000 and 3,000 products. That's what we carry today. And that's just a COVID period, because we're only selling essentials. And what this has done is that it has actually got us to focus on a very small range and sell much larger quantities of that range, right? So that's what's happened. Now, if I translate that to suppliers, fruits and vegetables, we are absolutely comfortable, right? So this is one of our very strategic businesses. It is 20% of our business, basically, fruits and vegetables, and almost 90% of what we sell is sourced directly from farmers. We have a network of about 15,000 farmers. They're all got excess produce, and they're looking for partners like us, to sell to. So they are very, very happy that we're working closely with them. These 15,000 partners are registered farmers with us, so we only work with them. And so they are very happy. Supplies are never going to be an issue. We'll never have supply issues on staples, on rice, sugar, pulses, etc., because that's a supply chain which is again open and working very well. The FMCG side is where the issues are, and the issues are because they are facing the same issues like we are. Is that they're not finding enough people to run their factories. Government has now permitted all food processing industries, almost in all zones. to start operating, and a lot of them, all the large ones, have operating. So the 2,500, 3,000 SKUs are essentially from FMCG companies who are the large players, and the top 20 companies contribute to a big chunk of that. And the advantage is that they also are now realigning themselves to produce more of less. So they are again focusing on the essentials, focusing on just what we carry and what the key retailers carry, and hence producing more of lesser SKUs. And hence that helps them, going with the lesser number of people that they have. And that's a good thing that's happened. As we go forward, May 3rd onwards, I think a good chance that non-essentials will open up. And that's when they will need to figure as to how they'll ramp up people. But as of now, for the essential range, for the 2,500, 3,000 SKUs, we have absolutely no supply issues.
Hari Menon, very quickly, because we're running out of time, do you want to give us a sense that in the last 1 month or so, has consumption gone up, given the situation? And what has India been eating and consuming? That would be an interesting insight to have.
Yeah, very interesting. It's basic stuff, right? India has been basically consuming staples, fruits and vegetables, and basic personal care, right? It's fascinating to see what India, which was consuming so many different things. 35,000 SKUs we were selling earlier, but people are absolutely comfortable now in basically ensuring that they are stocked up with basic fruits and vegetables, basic staples, and basic personal care and hygiene products. That's what they're actually consuming.
Hari Menon, I'll make this one of my last few questions now. I have to ask you this question. You have a lot of investors on board, and one of them is the Chinese giant Alibaba. Over the weekend, the government has come out with a circular by which is going to screen incoming new Chinese investments, which will also mean a company like BigBasket may not be able to raise funds from existing investors like Alibaba. If you look at not just BigBasket, but several unicorns that we have in the country, it's Oyo Room, it's Zomato, you name them, Ola Cabs, they all have Chinese investors on board. Paytm. What is this going to mean, A, for BigBasket and for the startup ecosystem? Is there any pressure from the government? Has there been any back channel talks? What's the road ahead?
No, there haven't been any talks. There hasn't been any pressure. Frankly, Nayantara, we haven't thought about it. Right? It's just something that came up just now. We haven't thought about it, primarily because right now we are so kind of tied up with making sure that we just meet demand. And secondly, I don't think we would get into a fundraise mode anytime quickly, and hence we just decided to park this and not worry too much about it. We'll take it, when it comes, when we near fundraise. But currently we are, I don't have any thoughts around it.
So even for the larger ecosystem, because look at the names I'm talking about. How is this going to be received? How has it been received? Right? I'm sure you talk to your peers.
Yeah, we haven't yet, Nayantara, because it's just been announced. So we haven't done that.
Okay. Hari Menon, we're running out of time. So thank you for taking the time out, for being so patient, giving us those insights. And from all of us at ET Now, we salute your food warriors, all of those who brave themselves every day to go out literally to the war zone with deliveries. Here's hoping that you're able to ramp up deliveries a lot more. I'm sure you get a lot of complaints if someone doesn't get the slot at the time the person wants it, or the delivery as soon. So here's wishing all of you the very best, and of course your entire team.
Thank you so much.